Hey guys, thank you for clicking into this video. I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you've probably already purchased my spreadsheet and you're coming here to get some tips. So thank you for purchasing. And today on this video, it's going to be all about the expense tab. Now there is some confusion on the expense tab, what to log, how to do this. And I've actually wanted to create this video to help you in case you're wondering, how do I fill this out so that by the time I get to the end of the year and I need to give my information to my accountant or my tax professional, they have all the information they need and I shouldn't have to do anything else. So let's go ahead and take a look at the expense tab now. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like, how to fill it out, and how to get the best out of this tool. Okay, so I've got the blank version here. If you're just starting off with your sheet, this is what you'll see. You've got up to 15 different entries that you can put in here. I've just put in a generic expense 1 to 15. You'll obviously want to change those for what you want to start tracking. Now let me take a little sidestep here and explain why this tab is important. If you're not using this, you're missing out on a key feature of this whole premium spreadsheet. There are tons of features, but this is just one of them. And it may be because maybe you don't know what to calculate, you don't know what to put in here. So let me first start off by just saying, at the end of the year, you can qualify for credits and deductions in your business based on things that you spend money on for your business, whether you are registered as a business or whether you're just a sole proprietor or a partnership. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a tax professional. Don't take tax advice from me. I do advise you to seek out a professional, and they will tell you something very similar, but they'll give you more information on what you can take credits for or deductions in your taxes to help save you from paying in as much. This sheet is specifically for you so that when you get to the end of the year, you give them your numbers and they can quickly calculate what they need to for your taxes. So it's a great tool for you, but hopefully it's a great tool for your accountant as well. So what types of things can you keep track of expense-wise? Anything that you spend money on for the business. So for example, you are probably paying for some supplies, whether those are shipping supplies like tape and boxes and poly mailers. You've got other shipping supplies like printers and ink or labels. There are a wide range of things that you could be spending money on. I'm not even scratching the surface on supplies. You may have some reseller supplies from maybe you buy soap to clean your items, or you've got a brush, or you've got a lint roller to roll your clothing. There are so many things that you could be purchasing that you would want to keep track of. Aside from supplies, you may have cost of goods. You may have subscriptions that you pay for, like apps or software like Vendoo or List Perfectly or things like that. You may have some accounting fees that you pay out either on a quarterly basis, on a monthly basis, or at the end of the year. Just keep in mind that anything that you're spending money on for the business can be used, and you should be tracking that. So let's go ahead and get into this spreadsheet. I'll show you if you're just starting off what this looks like. You'll see here expense 1 to 15. This is all blank. First thing you want to do is start to customize based on what you spend your money on with this sheet. So for expense 1, I'm just going to come in and type supplies. Keep this very generic, very basic. We don't want to drill down and get into like tape or boxes here. We're not putting printers or ink. We're not doing any like specific supplies. We're just doing very broad categories. So supplies would be the first one. Next, I'm going to put software or subscriptions. And I kind of went over that earlier. Another one you may do would be legal services, like if you pay for an accountant. Another one you may want to track would be like an office expense. And then I'll go ahead and add in here one that I actually track myself on my own sheet. Return, eBay, shipping, labels. Okay, so we've got a handful in here. It's very simple to fill out. If you've already watched the video, you know how to do that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this, but you've got 5 different columns here: month, day, category, amount, and notes. So very simple and straightforward. You're going to put the day that you paid for that item. So let's say on January 3rd, I bought some boxes for my reseller business. So I'm going to categorize that as supplies. Let's say I spent $29.69 on Amazon on boxes. And then in the notes section, that's where I'm going to come in and specifically lay out what I purchased. So I do have the broad category of supplies, but just in case I were to be audited, I'd want to go ahead and have in here what I bought and where I bought it. So Amazon, I'm going to put in Amazon boxes. Okay, so that's how you log an expense. Okay, let's go ahead and log another one. Let's say it's January 31st, and I got charged for my Vendoo subscription, which is the cross-listing service. Let's just say my monthly fee is $45. I'm going to put in here Vendoo monthly service. Okay, got that one in, and we'll do one more. Let's say that we're in February now, February 5th, and I bought more supplies. I spent $12 on some pens for the office. Okay, and I put that in the notes section as well. You'll notice that when you do go ahead and log those expenses, they'll start to populate over here. So you can see in this row, those 2 January expenses popped up, supplies and software, and then we've got the one in February as well. You can see it sums up at the bottom, your total expenses for the month. We've got the 2 here, and we've got the 1 here. And then if you scroll all the way over, you can get a quick look for how much are you spending per year on each of those categories. So supplies, I'm spending, according to this sheet, $41.69. And I've already spent this year $45 on Vendoo. So at the end of the year, you'll have those quick totals there that you can just give to your accountant or give them the sheet, however it works for you, so that it's very simple and painless for them as well. Remember, you will want to keep receipts of all these things. You'll want to make sure you have access to proving that you spent the money that you said you spent in case you get audited. Okay, that's kind of how the expense tab works. I wanted to give you one other little trick that I didn't mention in the video, the first tutorial. But you don't have to necessarily select for each one. Like, let's say you're working on February, you're in the month of February. You can also come in here and copy and paste, and it will quickly pull it down. And let's just say that I've got like several transactions on the 5th. I can just go ahead and copy and paste that as well. So you can either use the drop down to do that, or you can copy and paste. This whole sheet, when you've got those drop downs, the copy and paste function works really well. One last piece of information that I will say to be helpful for you using this sheet. Make sure that when you set up this sheet, that if you start logging transactions, you don't want to change any of these, or you'll have to go over here and change these as well. So if you realize 3 months in that you maybe had a wrong category, or maybe you weren't doing it right, you will have to go in and reselect some of these drop downs, because these drop downs here are pulling in what you've typed in over here. If you haven't used all the categories you've been allotted, you can always come in and add more up to 15. But just know that if you change any of these, you'll have to change in the drop down. All right, that's all I've got for you in this video on this expense tab. I hope that was helpful. Again, very accessible. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you.